Time and space are not just dimensions we inhabit. They are the very stage on which existence unfolds. Yet, despite their omnipresence, these concepts remain among the greatest mysteries of human thought. Are time and space fundamental truths, or are they constructs shaped by our perception? Today, we'll explore how these ideas have evolved, where science and philosophy intersect, and what that means for our understanding of reality. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Aristotle saw time as the measure of change, a sequence that flows with events. To Aristotle, time didn't exist on its own, but only as a relationship between moments. Plato, on the other hand, described time as a moving image of eternity, a pale reflection of the eternal forms. Eastern philosophies took a different approach. In Hinduism and Buddhism, time is often seen as cyclical, not linear. Existence is a repeating cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, challenging the Western notion of time's unidirectional flow. These differing views show how deeply cultural and philosophical perspectives shape our understanding of time and space. Fast forward to the 17th century, and science takes the stage. Isaac Newton's groundbreaking work presented time and space as absolute frameworks, fixed and unchanging containers in which events occur. Time, in Newton's view, was a steady, universal clock, ticking independently of the universe's happenings. This perspective transformed science, providing a reliable structure for the physical world. But Newton's absolutes raised philosophical questions. If time and space exist independently of matter, are they divine constructs? Do they have an objective reality beyond human experience? Or are they simply tools for understanding the world? In the 20th century, Albert Einstein shattered the Newtonian paradigm with his theories of relativity. Einstein showed that time and space are not fixed, but interwoven and malleable. Time flows differently, depending on speed and gravity, a concept so counterintuitive still amazes us today. Space itself bends under the influence of massive objects, creating the fabric we call space-time. Einstein's work didn't just revolutionize physics, it reshaped philosophy. If time is relative, is our perception of reality inherently subjective? What does this mean for free will or the nature of causality? Philosophers were forced to grapple with these new questions, redefining old debates. One of relativity's most profound ideas is the block universe theory. If time is just another dimension, like space, then past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. This view raises troubling questions. Is the future already written? Are we merely moving through a predetermined timeline? This deterministic view clashes with our intuitive sense of free will. Yet it also opens doors to understanding reality, not as a linear progression, but as a vast, interconnected whole. Philosophically, it challenges us to rethink what it means to act, choose, and exist. If relativity challenged absolutes, quantum mechanics obliterated certainty. At the quantum level, particles behave in strange, probabilistic ways. Observing them changes their state, suggesting that reality itself depends on observation. Time and space, at this scale, seem to lose their classical meaning. Some physicists argue that time may not exist fundamentally but emerges from deeper, more abstract processes. Philosophers are left to ponder, if time isn't fundamental, how do we explain memory, causality, or our subjective experience of a flowing now? In modern times, scientists and philosophers continue to grapple with these ideas. Theoretical physicists like Carlo Rovelli, suggest that time is an illusion, a construct of human consciousness. Meanwhile, philosophers argue over whether space and time are real entities or merely tools for organizing sensory experiences. These debates highlight a critical divide. Science seeks to explain how time and space work, while philosophy asks why they exist and what they mean for us. Together, they push the boundaries of human understanding. Where science measures and predicts, philosophy interprets and questions. The two are not enemies, but partners in the quest for truth. Science gives us tools to explore the universe, but philosophy reminds us to ask, what does it all mean? Why are we here? How should we live in a universe governed by such profound mysteries? Time and space are the twin pillars of our reality, yet they remain elusive. As science reveals their mechanics, philosophy invites us to explore their meaning. Perhaps we'll never fully understand them, but that's what makes them so fascinating. And so, we end with a question. In a universe where time bends and space warps, where do we find our place? The answer may not lie in understanding time and space themselves, but in how we choose to live within them.